it. But at the same time, everybody's growing at an exponential rate as well. And Alter Ego, they're looking like no exception to this here.
Well, the thing is, well, everybody might be taking steps forward. Not everybody takes the same equal amount of steps as Tebotol and Berserks are taking every step necessary to take this mid control. They found 3 opening picks, but Blaze make that Eeyore rather here, finding triple on the site itself. It's all down to a 2v1 real quick. It's all on the Blaze this time. Elmi more very low. Berserks has given his position away, and by that, he should assume that they have a crossfire from the pillar itself. But they do trade situations, trade positions, and honestly, Blaze can make this happen. He is a very clutch player, but he's gonna need to find one to make it happen, to make it really close. He does get the low player out, LME more. Berserk's on the swing. It's so hard to get somebody when he's swinging you that wide with a frenzy up close. Oh, he spots the shoulder out, but Berserk is biding his time perfectly. The sands are slowly hollowing away here for Blaze, and up close, you're not going to win that fight. Not against Berserk with a frenzy. And they get off another great start here, AE.
A great round here. Alter Ego on split. And on split, those pistol rounds are very, very vital. And one more thing that I'm seeing, I do want to point out, Black and Blue. Aside from the teams and the power rankings just totally being in disarray right now, even like the balance of the maps where we said, okay, split is super defensive sided. I don't think I'm going to agree with that here in Southeast Asia anymore. It's been a very wild ride. A lot of the Haven games have been going defending sided. A lot of the Ascent maps, not Ascent, a lot of the split maps are going to the attacking side. It's a little bit topsy-turvy, and I feel like it's a lot of it because teams are still trying to make sense of a lot of things, especially because here in SEA, we're getting used to playing each other more and more, and so we're experiencing a little bit of a resurgence, and I think in this age of exploration, I think is where we're at.
Well, I mean, with a final frontier, with a new frontier, it's a land of opportunity, and every shot is open for either of these teams to get into Berlin itself. The final road begins here, but NC Slash are going to end it for Berserks. Round number 2 brings it to a 4v4. Thing is, Boom, they've been finding these picks even on eco rounds, but they haven't necessarily been able to convert it into the round win itself, and that's been something that has been biting them in the back time and time again, especially against Alter Ego, who, once again, is cleaning up house, and so will Tebotol end the round. 2-0, and another, once again, great start here for Alter Ego.
And what a way to get into this clean anti-eco. Not the cleanest of, but they'll definitely be happy what they bring to this bonus round now. And it's actually, you know, Black and Blue, come to think of it, on Split has been some of Alter Ego's best performances in recent history. This is why I'm very worried for Boom. I would accept a 2-1 here for Alter Ego. But if Alter Ego takes a 2-0 in a convincing fashion against Boom, that will rock everybody's world in the local and the international scene.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree that if they can take this, then by all means, they are the new kings of Indonesia. But they're going to have to prove that first, and we can't really call the action before it happens. Boom Esports still deserve the benefit of the doubt, and they're going to be looking to prove themselves as Predator, Blaze. I keep saying his name the other way around because he's got me topsy-turvy. I know this man is prime time, but hasn't been enough to really get them a win here in the series so far. As Blaze finds one of his own. It's a quick 2, make that a 1v4. Everything crashing down the foundations of this post plan. Not really working out for them. The defuse will come in for Boom. And finally, they get that third round turnaround with Fat Penguin saving the Phantom.
Yeah, you know why you keep saying it, and it's very understandable. It's because, you know, they have Predator in like all caps. Yeah. And normally the team name is actually first, or the sponsor name is before the player name, which is why we're like, oh, okay, I guess it's the other way around. But yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is here.
No
but
excuses.
Split, I did want to point this out, Black and Blue, 70% win rate for Alter Ego on Split. That's not a statistic that you just scoff at. That is 70% win rate, locally and internationally.
I mean, Boom are at 66, so it isn't that big of a difference, but their performance speaks otherwise here as Berserks dashing in, merry-go-round, gets an opening pick.
I like the B main control that they're now taking. Natslorant will have no idea. The flash actually seemingly working against them in that spot. But booms, NC Slasher. That's going to be a nice double here as he lines up 2 and is able to get a very significant hold onto that B heaven area. Will force them out towards A here. And yet again, Alter Ego are making the right reads. They're committing 2 of their remaining players here on towards this A. But will they expect this push right now? The wall could come up. They are ready for it. That's going to be the Rolling Thunder, and that's going to be catching them off guard. But the flank from Floops Jadur to back up for his team. He breaks the wall to back up his buddy and pushes straight into it to defend the vulnerable. Very heroic effort right there from Floops Jadur and such awareness. Good shot for Elmi Moore, but that's all he finds.
2-2, and you know, speaking of numbers here, I'm going to give you a stat. AE, during the group stages, they played Split twice, and from those 2 maps that they played, they've only lost 8 rounds. 2 to Oasis, the other 6, of course, going against, well, it wasn't really favorable, to say the very least, for Cerberus in that case. I mean, on Split, for Cerberus, one of the top dogs, no pun intended, for Vietnam, and only get 6 rounds. Not good. But they are no Boom Esports. Yes, neither of them really at the level or at the historical kind of accomplishment state that Boom Esports are at. Still, it's a pretty big stat. For them to go 13-6 and 13-2 against those 2 teams is a big thing, and all really Boom have got riding for them here is what they can show up and what they can really perform in this game. Stats be damned.
Just again, more respectful place here. But NC Slasher, oh, he actually gets decapitated right there with a judge in his hands. You would think that he'd land that one, but just unable to get the crucial headshot that he does need. Now, they will be pushing towards A here, and this is a decent round already from Alter Ego, but can they secure the post plant? Now, Berserk does have the Blade Storm in his hands. That's a good follow-up right there for Elmi Moore to help them secure Heaven. Good flash, but it matters not, as Elmi Moore gets a triple here, denied with a judge here. And that's going to be the lockdown to slow down the pace for now, because it's still a 1v3. They're not going to be too scared about it. They're they're both reading each other. This is the double read. This is, I'm telling you, man, this is like super chess right now. The double spray down from Predator's Eeyore. And he's going to be able to get another one, but he's going to book it all the way to A. Natslorant here. He does have a wall. He does have 8 seconds. He's going to be allowing himself to plant for... It's going to be close, but he's going to get it for sure with 1 second to spare. And it's going to be still a 1v1. Has a res, fortunately for him. Now he's brought it back here. And of all the players that you could have resed, Berserks, that's a great choice.
Fortunately for him, he's got the Blade Storm as well up online, and on the peak, you're going to have to slowly do it, trying to find a bit of an off timing on it, but, well, Nats, he's seen this before, read him like an open book. Initially, it seemed like a really good play there coming in from Eeyore to kind of predict them going B because of the lockdown. It also did seem like they were going to just continue to press the issue anyways, but then they made the call to go through the vents into the ropes, and suddenly Eeyore brought it to a 1v1, but fortunately, well, he's got the res up online and they get the round for him. So Nats, he's been really good in these clutch situations, making the right decisions at least to make up for everything else that has gone awry. That's the reason why AE are still in the lead.
Nice shot from Asterisk to open up the round here, in a round that they very much need anything in their advantage here. NC Slasher just gets wrecked there completely. They're not going to be able to res him for now, as the body will be watched. They know where Blaze is, so that's going to be the Sage spotted out. They're going to be keeping tabs on him to deny that res. A site has already been claimed by a good lurk here for Elmi Moore. He spots one, gets flashed off, not too long, because Flips Jadur, he's a little bit flashed himself. The spike will go to that A site, will fall to the hands. The clutches of Alter Ego, leaving us in a 1v4. There still is a Phantom, and we've seen a couple of crazy rounds. I just don't think this is going to be one of those.
Asterisk. He's going to need a apostrophe, a comma, An exclamation to cap it off if he wants to make this happen, because I don't know about this Chief. 1v4, all he can really hope for is exit frags, and you can see he doesn't even have any intention of going for it. He knows how much this rifle means to them to hold on to it in their bad economic situation. It shall be around, given up, forfeited, 4-2. As AE, man, they're making it happen. I'm telling you, the trend here so far of the usurpers kind of slaying the kings in their own thrones has been living up to it in every sense of the word. And for Boom Esports, for Full Sense, for X10, a lot of these teams at the top of that leaderboard initially, or at least historically, it's not looking true anymore. There is no respect for any sort of kind of like old guard here. As AE, they're looking to make this a quick 2-0 sweep.
Wow, what a performance here for Alter Ego. Thus far, they have been proving that they have the composure, the patience, and honestly, the strats to go up against the best Boom Esports, man. They're definitely looking a little bit shocked here, a little bit rocked. And what's going to be the answer here for Alter Ego, excuse me, Boom? As they do have quite a bit of ultimates. They do have 3. And that's going to be pretty significant. But Elmi Moore gets spotted up. They know that Elmi Moore is the lurk. And so they'll be confident in calling for a couple more rotations towards that mid, towards that A site, and happily leaving A in the very capable hands of Eeyore.
Well, dash in here from Berserks. He's going crazy at it, and he finds a flip jitter. Perfect read, perfect timing, and perfect angle to get it. But Blaze, he's able to find one. A quick trade-off from Fat Penguin, though. Smile and wave on the drive-by. It's a quick 4v3 already. Mid-control season taken. Boom Esports. Quick to rescind it, though. They do have that Eeyore player here on the Killjoy, specifically on the A site alone. Asterisk answering back to find Debutol. Swings things back to a 3v3. Suddenly, there's a chance for Boom.
It's all about making the right reads right now. So they know that Elmi Moore's lurking towards A, and they've given up control over Heaven. They still have to deal with the Killjoy who's on towards that A site, and that's still definitely not an easy thing to do. That's Eeyore, his spot is very much known, and Elmi Moore's gonna hit another banger of a shot. That's awkward. NC Slasher. They bypass each other in the smoke. Elmi Moore's left stunned after that one. The show has been stopped for him as we find ourselves in a 2v2. No ultimates. We utilize this time as Fat Penguin. He spots information onto one. He's able to swing. The flash was not good, but with 55 HP, just can't make it happen. Fat Penguin showing how he is physically fit in this one. 5-2 as he gets a triple kill round. Amazing stuff.
It's such a wholesome, honestly kind of cute name to bring into such a
I love that name,
series.
Fat Penguin. It's my favorite name. It's my favorite name in all of Valorant. I don't care how edgy or cool anyone's name sounds. Fat Penguin, he's got it.
If you guys weren't able to tune into our group stages, we actually had a team called Uwu, who we were kind of hoping for meme's sake to go kind of deep in the tournament, maybe into the playoffs, and just, you know, because we like saying Uwu.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, I know the chat's given us a lot of hate for like all the times when we would willfully and maybe excitedly just go like, yeah, Uwu's playing. We can say Uwu as much as we want without getting in trouble. Yeah. But now they're gone. And we're hanging on to Fat Penguin.
Yeah, this is all we got to work with. Well, we've got quite a few penguins on Icebox, but this is split. And they're looking like the sergeants of it for the meantime here.
Yeah, and none of the penguins in Icebox are very fat, are they?
They're maybe a bit girthy, but that's about it.
Yeah, they're a little chunky, but I wouldn't say they're massive.
Yeah, I mean...
Because they have to. Penguins need blubber to survive in the cold.
Yeah, there's a difference between flat and blubber and
exactly.
Girt. In this case,
okay.
Well, they're very, very astute.
It's a big round coming up here for Boom if they can make the right read. Can they hold on? It looks like Asterisk will play up close. He gets a double. He doesn't get a third. That's going to be the neural theft there, availing them of information. Very crucial here as Blaze looking to dip and dodge around that corner. The backup coming to support him. Elmi Moore has managed to work his way up close, and it's not going to be able to get anything down because Blaze, He's right there. No res is available. Well, he does, but I don't think he'll be able to get in range here. The bodies are being watched carefully. Nice shot. Adjustment to punish the jump peak. But an even nicer shot from NC Slasher, making the Marshall work. Just when you think that round was all over, they peek him one by one, and he's not going to miss those chances. Two beautiful Marshall shots to bring back Boom and give them a chance in this one.
Let's be honest there, Debutol, he kind of walked into the sights of that one.
He did.
And all he had to do at the end was click mouse 1. And NC Stalker, well, he's a pro gamer. He can click mouse 1 all day. There he goes, lining up for him. The shot perfectly landing through. It's hunting season right now, and that was a perfect pelt to bring home.
That was definitely a nice shot. You love to see it here. Very crucial round for Boom. If they gave that one up, they would have been in quite a bit of hot water, especially because they are on their defensive side. And now that they've found themselves with at least a respectable scoreline and a chance to go 7-5, they might just salvage this half just yet. But Rolling Thunder, no chance. Eeyore never gets out of that. He just gets knocked up, and he ends up on MTV. That is Blaze as well, getting taken down here with a beautiful double swing out there towards mid. NC Slasher is able to respond, but it's still a 2v3 and a lot of information given for Alter Ego. They're going to be heading towards B, nobody waiting for them, but they could be at risk of a flank coming in as two players here for the side of Boom. They're going to be working their way around. NC Slasher above on Heaven, and they've also got Flip Jitter coming out of the back here. The timing, it favors Berserks, and oh my god, just a disgusting shot. A ripper of a shot right there from Flip's Jitter. Boom, NC Slasher, he's just got nothing left in the tank, except for maybe one more. Can't get onto the site, but he will be caught mid-air, swatted away, and clotheslined in the middle of the site of B. That's going to leave us to a 6-3, resetting Boom's economy.
Looking a bit like Duck Hunt there. Not letting him even stick the landing. Nice try, though, but, well, AE, they got something to say about that one. Good opening half from them once again. They've been starting these maps super, super hot, and there just has been no cooldown has been forced upon them by Boom Esports. We saw it on Bind, we're seeing it again here on Split, and currently, there is no worry for the side of AE. They got some cushion to work with, an eco round for Boom, and Nats just punishing there the aggression from Asterisk. NC Slasher, though, one man with a rifle here in the side of Boom, is able to find a pick off to kind of equalize things, but oh no, he's walked past him. He's walked past Nats. I don't even think he has any idea that Nats is right behind him trailing. We'll get that kill in the Flip Jitter, none the wiser, and LB Moore is going to find 1-2.
They are just so clean, man. That's a good shot, though, from Predator. Could get the rifle, but, oh, he's positioned zone. Fat Penguin. Penguins, at the end of the day, they're hunters, man. They will hunt you down. Fish in the sea or not. Only weakness is the killer whale. And polar bears.
That is true. And, you know, they might not necessarily all fly in the air, but
none of them do.
There is one that can kind of...
There's a flying penguin? I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's not necessarily looking like most of the penguins. It's a bit smaller as Fat Penguin. All mass considered, gets the round. Well, they can fly underwater, so...
Well, if penguins can fly, Fat Penguin, he is soaring right now because he's gotten a number of ridiculous kills. And honestly, in this battle for Indonesia, just yet again... How clinical, how surgical are these teams looking? Alter Ego, they are not missing a beat. And, you know, shots like this from NC Slasher are really giving me this indication that Boom are either tilted or just not feeling themselves right now. Because they are not playing like the Boom that we know and love here. That's a good... no, that's not a good. That's a very good. That's a great showstopper right there. But he gets caught off in a little bit of an awkward spot. Fat Penguins looking to hold the line right now. It's a 2v5. This aggression, this change of pace here for Boom. They've decided enough. We've respected you too much. Now we're going to take the control of this map back in our hands. They want that 7-5. Will they be given it?
That's kind of what they need to do, honestly, a bit more. Especially, actually more importantly, here on the defensive side where, you know, you might think, okay, we're on the defense. So wait for them to come to us. Well, why not bring the fight to them when you know you've got something to offer instead? Catch him off guard. Judge in hand, and he might just win this fight up close. So difficult to deal with, but Fat Penguin once again finding the opener as soon as Elmi Moore does the same on the A side too. They've taken control of it. He has that ultimate to get back into the spawn here of Boom Esports.
Oh, wow.
And suddenly, this is a very possible clutch.
This is a great read right here for Fat Penguin.
Oh.
He's gonna spot 2. He only gets 1, but still, it's enough. For the meantime here, Elmi Moore. He has been such a dominant player here. The way that he played against Cerberus was absolutely maddening. He's got the camera that spots out 1. He spots out both here. But who is going to win the duel? That's going to be the teleport onto site, and the information is given. But he swings out a little bit wide. Still able to keep himself on the spike. Can he get it to half? He looks like he's sticking it, but Asterisk makes the right read. 3 kills for him. And he keeps Boom within spitting distance of Alter Ego. Only separating them by 3 rounds right now, and they want to make it 7-5.
Well, when you put it that way, it seems a lot more hostile. But, well, Boom, definitely all hostility brought into that round, looking to take the initiative by pushing that mid-control, taking away Ramen from it. Could not hold on to that Ramen position here by NC Slasher, but, I mean, even with that soup bowl thrown away, able to win it out in the end. Fortunately for them, Fat Penguin only found the one and done, not able to find more in that 2v3. They've definitely got an Asterisk, who also fortunately looked the right way at the last moment, and so 7-4, final round of the half. Boom really need this round, man, especially here on the defensive side on Split. If they lose this, it might be a done deal. They were not able to come back 8-4 a while ago.
Okay. Just a little bit of a dance there. And there's 3 ultimates here for Boom. They need to capitalize on this. But my big problem is that Blaze, he's been sitting on that res for so many rounds now. He's had that up for quite a while. And because of the fact that he's one of the players that's always getting picked off first, and it's not his fault, he's just been unable to use that. This time, however, things are different. As the 2 kills now go in favor of Elmi Moore. Sorry, excuse me, in the favor of Boom, as Elmi Moore and Fat Penguin, they go down. But still, yet again, no res. That res has been null and void this entire map here. They still have the lockdown to fall back on. And that's going to give them a little bit of room for safety.
30 seconds left.
Will the safe play work out in the end, though, here for Boom Esports? Or are they going to try and hunt and fish for that information? Which, by the way, penguins are amazing fishers in their own right.
They are. I mean, that's how they survive.
That's all they eat?
That's all they eat,
For the most part?
With 10 seconds left, it's another great read here. Look at this. Nats Laurent, disgusting yet again. And how is he able to do this? Just the reads. The reads are coming in so well here. The teleport coming in from the shadows might be big. But the lockdown, it doesn't matter. It's planted, however. It's not planted for them, so they're going to have to fight their way back onto this side here because there's 2 players. They're a little bit out of position, but regardless of that or not, Tebotol, he gets that final kill of the round, and Alter Ego have found themselves 4 rounds ahead on their attacking side. On Split, a map that we have deemed just very much difficult for any attacking side unless you've got massive executes. But it seems like
10 seconds left.
It seems like Alter Ego are just in the heads of Boom right now, completely.
Totally. I mean, with Boom, you know, on Bind a while ago, they started off that game going 8-4 to end the half in the favor of Boom, and Alter Ego were able to make the comeback happen, obviously, in the second half for them to go, what was it, 6 rounds straight and take the lead. But Boom, they're going to have to do a bit of the same here to honestly stay alive. If not, they could be sent to the lower bracket. And to have Boom and have Full Sense both in the lower bracket immediately, the 2 teams who are touted as the best remaining teams of their region, here that we still got in the playoffs, especially for Full Sense where there's only 1 Thailand rep, that's not a good prospect. But Nats here is going to get completely shut down. They go in and waddle through whatever defense was left as Blaze finds another kill on here. Gonna be peeking into the heavens itself, taking down quite low, trying to swing on wide, get the trades off.
Look at these
Tevotal is able to
flashes.
shut down Blaze. Perfect flashes to counteract everything going on here on the top of heaven. It's all down to Elmi Moore. He's gonna have to do quite a lot to bring this one back.
I think it's possible. Elmi Moore, he is so good on these clutches. This is one of the rounds where you actually are a little bit worried, even though you got the plant, even though they know where he is. There's a very decent chance that Elmi Moore comes out on top. Never mind. It's so difficult to beat the running spray of the Frenzy close range. Sometimes you just gotta accept your fate, and that was one of those instances. I was hyping him up. I was getting ready to be like, Elmi Moore, yeah, he wins these. These are really good. Nah. I jinxed it. I'm sorry, Elmi Moore.
Yeah, it's Caster's Curse.
Yeah.
It can be very hard to hit them up close, especially when you have a semi-automatic weapon, and this dude is literally pulling a drive-by on you with a Frenzy, and there's nothing to do. Well, I mean, it's honestly a lot harder than it looks sometimes.
What's the opposite of a semi-automatic? If the automatic weapon is the, you know, fully automatic, but what's the non-automatic weapon? Is that like those blunderbusses and those like
double action
muskets?
Single action. Single action
and like revolvers, right?
Yep.
Okay. So a revolver's not a semi-automatic.
No.
Okay.
Because it doesn't self-load the round. But okay, let's speak into this round. Speaking of rounds, let's talk about this one. Blaze, he finds a double. Okay, Flip Jitter chiming on in, and it's bound to Elmi Moore. Now, Elu, if things were to go as we've seemed to have them go, then at this point, you should try to hype down Elmi Moore, because then it might just mean he can make it.
Oh yeah, Elmi Moore, he's never gonna make this happen. I mean, he's only got a shorty in his hands. There's just no, but honestly, in all reality here, I just don't think he's gonna get anything very much with a shorty. And there's like 3 people on the other side of this wall here. They're just toying with him right now. Is that gun just floating up in the air right there?
It seems to be. I think. Yeah.
That's a floating classic, isn't it?
Yeah. That was a classic thrown on top of the barrier itself. Oh dear. Trapped between a rock and a hard place. That shorty's not going to do anything at that range. And so Blaze getting a double to end things off. The group push coming there from the side of Boom. Enough to make it happen. And speaking of groups and penguins, well, did you know that a group of penguins in the water is called a raft, and in land they're called a waddle?
No way.
Yes. A waddle of penguins.
That is the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life. So if you get Fat Penguin to make a new team, and they're all different kinds of penguins, I would like to see that. Fat Penguin with and everybody on Alter Ego just change their names to like Skinny Penguin, or Adventurous Penguin, or Brave Penguin, and Smart Penguin.
The best waddle in sea.
They will be called the Waddles.
Perfect.
I would pay for that. So I live for this. Oh, that's a pixel of a shot right there that he's managed to find. Nats Laurent building up those charges to that orb here, and that's a disgusting wall. He even spots the feet of Asterisk right there. There's a lot to work with. They don't even dare get close because they know it's so vulnerable. Look at this wall from Nats Laurent. It's so big brain, but all right, he's gonna spot 3, and on the other side of the wall, he meets his demise. Now, Fat Penguin, he's gonna get the shot onto one. He's able to adjust to the second one. Can actually swing out to look for more, but he's worried about the presence over towards Hell, but there's gonna be no one there. Berserks cleans him up. The backup is good enough. The crossfire holds true. Flips Jitter. His position is known here as the tripwire was activated. Probably might not even get onto site here, depending on the timing of Elmi Moore. He misses it. Instead, Elmi Moore is going to play the patient game, going to call for the retake, wants to play it safe, and that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah, and at that point, you know, he might not assume that Elmi Moore is already there, because he would have probably assumed, like, as soon as I hop down, he'd peek me if he was on the Rams, if he was on A main, right?
Ooh.
Well, you were wrong. Ooh, that is
the unicorn.
Very apt.
Even more bags of tea for everybody in the server. He just keeps going at it. I like how we cinematically pan away as Elmi Moore just teabags.
Beautiful. It's called the, as our co-caster Dax would like to coin, the tactical crouch.
Tactical crouch.
Yes, respect. Well, maybe disrespect, but These guys know each other. They're probably friends, so
Yeah, they're.
no harm
I mean,
done.
look, if you're all from the same region, you very much know each other, and there's no way that they don't play online together at some point because you're gonna run into each other. But
Yeah, they probably stack. So.
yeah, definitely. As again, we're seeing a closer game now, 9-6, and this is a little bit better from Boom, but at the same time, a lot of it has to do with just the picks going Alter Ego's way. Not gonna be one for that though, because Boom have found a very, very nice double kill here. They might not expect Fat Penguin, and they don't. But still, kill goes Flips Jitter's way, and this is gonna be a clean round here from Boom Esports. It's really only Elmi Moore, and they know he plays A. They have time and time again. Actually, all the successes of Boom on this half have been toward that B site. And I really feel like there has to be a way here that that Alter Ego need to change things up, because what is happening is they're getting caught off time and time again, either on that mid split or on that B hit. Their A has just been okay thus far. And so the adjustment here from Alter Ego has to be a way to reinforce that B site, reinforce that mid by either maybe repositioning the Sentinel Elmi Moore, or maybe doing a different setup here.
This has to be something that they can really change up, but
maybe aggressively take mid. You know, that's something that worked out for Boom Esports a couple of rounds back here. And sure, it might be a little bit, not a cheese strat, but something that you can't really reproduce a lot or recreate a lot. But at this point, one round is going to be massive the closer they get to double digits.
especially with the fact that AE are not in a good position economically. They're at the cusp of all of their ultimates. Yes, maybe rather a point or two here to get their ultimates up online. In that case, they're almost at around like 5 ultimates to really come into contention, but they're not in exactly the best buy after this round, and that just, you can see like the full effect of that. Elmi Moore, he's going to be able to hold on to his rifle. Nats and Tebotol able to buy up, and the rest of them, I think Berserk is trying to go for a play here. Maybe take that ult orb early on and go for the blades. But they don't have much to work with in the meantime. As Boom, they have a chance, and that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, they even commit the wall just to be able to hold it. Elmi Moore, they've swapped him over to B, and thus far he's found one. He's able to swing around the corner, and he gets a double here. But there's still a lot of work to be done. The raise available for Blaze, and he gets up NC Slasher. Natslorat is able to take down Asterisk, and from the corner, Fat Penguin gets him out. And Natslorat with a hold to defiantly hold up against Boom Esports, who were looking to change up the pace, hit on over towards B, but they weren't ready for the adjustment that Alter Ego made. They actually did go and swap over Elmi Moore towards B, and it paid dividends for them. Boom Esports, they sniffed out weakness towards B, and Alter Ego were quick to learn and patch those weaknesses up, those holes up.
Whatever leaks there might have been that Boom Esports have been starting to expose, well, that pipage, well, it's been completely taken to the plumber here. AE, they went through it, they went through the sewers, they're like, okay, this is what they're abusing, this is what we're gonna start to do to let that not happen any further. Berserk's good kind of initiative to go for that, but we've kind of seen him be punished for that in the past. Although he's able to get to safety for the meantime, but let's see, try that a second time. I'm not sure if it's necessarily super something I'd really recommend for him to do or advisable. Fat Penguin, he knows that they're going to try and push this if he does give them an opening, if he does give them information. Berserk's, he also realizes that they're trying to bait him into the shot, and once he does, he's probably going to get a world of hurt with a triple peak coming his way. And
yeah,
so,
and he doesn't have a tailwind, so he can't miss.
Yeah.
He cannot miss the... Well, now he's on a position where he can just drop down towards the site. That's going to be the Seekers to give a lot of information. Fat Penguin, he's definitely running scared right now as the pressure now comes in towards Heaven. Shots will be fired in exchange, but Fat Penguin in this corner unable to get anything, and neither will Tebatol as Flips Jadur. The double entry for him, almost the triple entry, but it's Elmi Moore. The neural theft before he goes down, as well as the kill. So that's going to be a load of information, but with only one player left standing, it's Berserks to go down as Blaze, he's able to take another round for his team, and now they find themselves 2 rounds away. We are starting to get this game. It's been a little bit of... It's taken a little while to heat things up, But this is going to be the turning point, Black and Blue. This is when the teams really start to have at it. And this is going to be an equal round for Alter Ego. Boom Esports could find themselves at 9-10.
Illustrado, this is where playoff Boom comes alive. This is when they turn up another gear. You might think there's only 6 gears in the system. Well, they've got a 7th. I'm going to tell you that paddle is going to waddle on the way through, and you know, try and make something happen here for the meantime. Nats and the Marshall and the rest of them only got pistols to work with. EO are going to shut down the push here, finding a second. Asterisk doing the same, but Tebotal will eventually confirm the kill up close with a right click of the pistol. So 2v4 still, man advantage heavily in the favor of Boom. By all means, this should be a round that they should be able to secure. And Tebotal being found here by Blaze. Fat Penguin, he's got the hope, a chance, a sliver of a dream. For the meantime, it won't live up to the test of reality. Boom Esports, a single round away from tying the series up.
Boom Esports, it's been comeback after comeback, Black and Blue. And, you know, Alter Ego, they made a great comeback in the previous map up against Boom's very, very dominant map streak. Win streak, or round streak, excuse me. But now it seems like it's Boom's turn to take the fight to Alter Ego. A lot of the risks that Alter Ego has been taking have just not been paying off. And in this entire half thus far, only 2 rounds have went towards the defensive side. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking here in SEA, Split is an attacking-sided map.
It's been seeming that way, and we kind of noticed that when we were, you know, kind of doing like our local regional stages for the VCT qualifiers. And while, you know, statistically, it is a defender-sided map, you know, online and in tournaments, it has been seeming like a recent trend where a lot of teams are performing better on the attacking side somehow on this map. And when you kind of look at things, how do you kind of break that down and try and, you know, explain that? It does seem like, at least for the most part, like when you look at the B site, there isn't really much anchor positions that are super favorable to really hold it down. And maybe A site you got something to work with, but like B, it's quite hard. And I think that's a big factor to just how much this map can be attacker side. What might not necessarily be, it can be.
Well, I just think that it's still more defender-sided just because of the quick rotations that the defenders have. And even though that, say, B side or A side can be taken a little bit more easily, it can be retaken just as easily here. But look at this. Berserks, he gets an opening pick, and that's a nice showstopper from NC Slasher. He gets one as Fat Penguin falling to the ground. No, Penguins cannot fly. Not here, not in Split, as it's a 2v3. Tebotal, Berserks, they're going to have a lot of work to do. They do have the Rolling Thunder. They will be utilizing that from now. Oh, it doesn't go through. It doesn't go all the way through. So that's going to be just a tiny bit of time, but it's enough for Berserks to start and get into position. There's going to be a tough retake, especially with the operator in his opponent's hands. Now, they're going to pass it off here. The operator will go into the hands of Tebotal as he throws out this Rolling Thunder. Good dash in, but it's going to be straight into Boom Asterisk's hands. And so he's going to go ahead and save that. Going to fall back and make sure they have it for the next round.
Well, that's all they can really do in this moment. Not the best weapon to try and retake the site with, and Boom Esports have successfully tied the score up. They have yet to really get the good lead ever since the opening map, the opening half of map number 1, but now they've tied things up and they're looking to retake that lead. They haven't had the lead since the earlier rounds of map number 1 on that second half, and Boom Esports, the drought seemingly to have passed in the moment. Some rainwater going to their oases, and looking to take a nice good sip of that because they're going to need every single bit of sustainability going up against AE, who have been looking so calm, so compact, and so condensed in how they play. Those initiatives that AE have been taking, even on the defensive side, have been shaking things up for Boom, but they have economic advantage in this one at the very least.
Oh no, he unscopes, but he's... What? How is he allowed to repeat that? And that was a mistake that they should not have been able to get away with there. But at the end of it all, Berserks gets away with one, gets away with two, and he's now able to fall back. A little bit premature on the entry here, but still they managed to find one at least, and that's going to be even more as the lurk coming up from heaven is able to find some success. Now it's a 3v3. Eeyore, he's up close, and he loses that duel to Nats Laurent back into B main. The spike is down, so they're going to have to be a little bit decisive about where they want to push. Tebotol's good for one. Tebotol gets traded out, but it's still a 1v1. Nats Laurent, he did go down in the end, and he taps away. Unfortunate timing for Tebotol and Asterisk. They find themselves finally ahead in this best of 3 series in this map in the second round. It's gonna be this is a close game, black and blue. And look at the stats. Look at the stats. Even all the kills and assists, they're quite literally tit for tat here.
Neck and neck. The Boiler is reaching a fever point right now because, I mean, things are starting to heat up. Not that they already haven't, but with Boom here in AE, going into the final act of regulation, the final few rounds of this game, certainly looking like a winner is not necessarily something that we can decide on just yet. We might go into a third map of the series, and in that case, it's anybody's game. But for Boom, they've got the lead. They've got something to work with. Mid control trying to be seized early on. Smoke out on vents in this wall. They're going to be ready to try and find Nats Valorant. He does go on the peak here. His head being given away, but he finds a head of his own to find Blaze. Blaze giving it away, and somehow the headshot angle working in his favor to find that opposing Sage is a huge pickoff here early on for Alter Ego.
They're happy to give up vents. They're happy to give up mid, especially after that one pick they have. Now it's Elmi Moore here who is left up to the task of making sure nobody sneaks through, especially after the fact that his tripwires are already gone and removed. So this could be a very wide range of attack for Boom Esports. They have so many options. They've taken a lot of map control. They have B main, they have male, they even have vents to cut off the rotation here. So that's going to be anywhere that they can head on to. But can they get the frags? Doesn't look like. Elmi Moore holding firm, holding fast here, and folding strong as he gets another one onto NZ Slasher. The rotation denied here by Nats Laurent. And Asterisk looking like he doesn't really have much left in it. He will pick up a gun. In this 1v4 with 6 seconds left, I just don't think it's possible. We're going to see 11-11 here. And this is the match that we have wished for. It started off a little bit slow, and with both maps getting a little bit out of control for one team, the turnarounds have just been happening.
Well, we're now once again tit for tat, neck and neck, 11-11. And it has been going back and forth for the meantime here, at least in the second half. Nobody giving up much ground, but Boom Esports seem to have finally found their form. Only 3 rounds AE have won in this second half to Boom, who have been on a 7-round turnaround for the most part. 4 rounds in a row, and now AE finally put a stop to that bleeding. But Boom, because of those 4 rounds they won, they've built up enough economy to buy up into this one. No problem at all. The ultimates, though, is the real economy here we should be aware of. AE have a lot to throw at this. They have a lot to contest this round and take the match point in their favor. AE holding on to Mail for the meantime, but quickly rescinded as Boom heavy-handedly pushing here on to Heaven. Nats spotted out. He has to drop. This is not a position he wants to continue contesting from. And Boom, they've taken quick and early control of Heaven, but it doesn't seem like ultimately to lead to much.
Yeah, they have been taking a lot of map control, but it hasn't led to round conversions because Alter Ego, they know what they can give away and they know what they want to fight for. And these angles right here, Berserks, will he get checked? This is dangerous. False sense of security provided by the bot, by the turret, but instead it's going to be awkward yet again as Nats Laurent looking to push for information. This signals that B site is weak. It's vulnerable. No res available. The neural theft is, however, in a couple of other ultis as well. And Boom, they have a res for their own team, but I don't think it's going to happen for now as the 4v4 does commence. Fat Penguin not going to get checked in this corner for now. he's going to be a linchpin here. He could be absolutely massive, but Berserks, he finds a pick. Shots exchange here. Fat Penguin looking to swing off the back of that paranoia. Now Berserks trying to get onto that site here, and that's going to be up close, but right click does not connect. It's Boom that does. They land it all, and it's Elmi Moore here. Neural Theft coming out 1v2. Knows where one is, but that's going to be the shrouded step to help him get out of that position here. Taps away at the spike. Can't land the shot on Asterisk, and boom, they've taken match point, and they could take us to game number 3.
How did they do it? Boom Esports. You know, with that early mid control and them going to heaven, it seemed like they were a bit conflicted. Do we go through the vents? Do we try and split the A site, or do we just commit to our positions already and go for that Bravo site itself? Well, they went for the latter, and by all means the right decision. Brought to a 2v1, and in that case, all they had to do is play the trades, not even letting it get to that, as Asterisk ends the round off. AE, their back is against the wall, but we've seen them play with this situation time and time again and come out of it on top. We've seen them handed those bad cards, but play their hand well. Can they do it this time? Judge in hand of Berserks. Tebotol with just a Spectre. The rest of them do got Phantoms and Vandals, and that's at least something to work with, but it is Boom here who've got a lot in store. NC Slasher a single point away from his ultimate. They got the res online, and so does Nats on the side of Alter Ego. But OT around the cusp. Can they make it happen?
A lot of decisions to be made here for Alter Ego. The buy is scrappy. The utility, it's lacking. Even the armor on Berserks here, he's going to have to be very creative with how to approach this round. Fortunately, this technical timeout is going to allow them a little bit of room to breathe. But at the same time, Boom Esports, they're looking to ride hot of the momentum, hot on their heels as they look to take this map and bring us to game number 3 here. This is, again, the battle for Indonesia, and both of these teams, neither of them want to relent, as currently the top spot in the region very much up for grabs here. In Black and Blue, we've talked about this before. We've talked about how just the teams are so close to each other, and I think we're seeing just literally the most ideal example of that here in these two games.
I mean, the point to be made here is who can come out on top of that Indonesian scene? Who can really represent? Will it be both of these teams? I think it's highly unlikely, right, to go to Berlin. But there's a very real chance that one of them could go and represent Southeast Asia. And these two teams have been battling it out time and time again. As we've said, you know, earlier on in the series, this is the 10th time they've met each other. 8th in the official circuit. And Blaze just completely opening up the site, blazing a path into it, and they're looking to end the series 13-11, possibly. That will land to turn the channel to a different show, because the showstopper from NC Slasher has made things a lot more difficult for AE. That just could have been the dagger for this map number 2.
A big turnaround here, and this is looking like we're gonna go to game number 3 here, unless Tebotol and LV Moore find something special, find a miracle, and it looks like they're hitting shots. They got information on where Blair is. They landed here, but in a 1v2, it's Elmi Moore has to come up with nothing short of the most amazing plays that he's ever come up with here. The double peek, the swing, and almost gets it. Elmi Moore, he almost had it, but missing the very last shot at the end of it.